everyone, my name is Rachel. I just graduated from NUS a few months ago. I took the corporate clinic under the guidance of Professor Sonita and Professor Ruby in year 4 semester 1, and for me that was in 2019 last year. The two organizations that I helped out with were AWA and the Singapore Art Museum. So I think I would like to talk about two main takeaways that I had from this whole corporate clinic experience. So the first would be that it really honed my time management skills. So what I feel is really great about corporate clinic is that unlike typical law school modules, this clinic requires you to manage the expectations of multiple parties. So one party would definitely be the clients, who are really important because we are helping them deal with real world problems that they're facing now. And on the other hand, you also have to balance the expectations of the professors, because ultimately this is a graded module. And so you would also want the professors to be on board with you and to, approve your drafts as the process goes along. And so what it really taught me is that when the client comes to you with an assignment, they'll ask you, sometimes they'll give you a deadline to meet. Other times they will ask you what deadline you propose. And so what I really learned from this module is that I realized how I could gauge my own work capacity. And I think this is a very valuable skill that some other law school modules may not be so effective in honing, because usually the professor just gives you a deadline to meet and you're expected to meet that deadline. Whereas here, there is some degree of individual autonomy for you to plan out your own schedule, but at the same time, obviously you can't give yourself lots of time to do the assignment, because ultimately you also need to be accountable to the clients. And I think this is a valuable skill that will help me and serve me when I start practice in a law firm, because partners may come to you with lots of assignments and sometimes they'll ask you whether you have the capacity to take on a particular piece of assignment. And sometimes it's okay to say no or to push back a deadline as long as you have good reasons for doing so, because I also feel that if you cram yourself with too much work, then you wouldn't be able to produce good quality work. So I'm going to train at Allen & Gledhill in the Mergers and Acquisitions department. And so part of the reason why I took up this corporate clinic mod is because I think law school has a very heavy emphasis on litigation, because right from year 1, we teach you how to do research, which of course is a very valuable skill, and we teach you how to moot and things like this, make oral submissions. But I think a lot of people go through law school without having much exposure to corporate targeted sort of modules, and I think corporate clinic was good in exposing me to that area of law which I wasn't really familiar with in year 1 and year 2, where we take compulsory subjects.